friends. So look what I got. The new Milk Concealer. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I live for the Milk Flex Concealer. I mean, look at this thing. It's been through the ringer. It's just my favorite. It's super hydrating. It's a nice medium coverage. I don't really go for full coverage because I don't, for me personally, it just doesn't look natural enough. Their new one. And this is their all over concealer, which means that it's not only great for the under eye area, but it's great for things like little blemishes like this guy, which I just so happened to get last night so that we can try this out. So, you know, I always like to start with a small amount because, as we know, it's much easier to build up and add more product than to take off what you've put too much on of. That's not grammatically correct, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going with my fluffy brush. I'm sort of barely touching the product so as not to remove it, but just to blend it. And I really like to go in on that inner corner. I have a lot of darkness in there and I feel like that just kind of opens everything up. It is really nice to tap my products. And I like using my finger because it warms it up and it helps it just kind of melt into the skin a little bit. So this is 9N. N standing for described as light medium with neutral undertones. And my Flex Concealer is light medium and it's the perfect shade for me. For me, it's a tinge yellow and a touch light. I don't like to go lighter with my concealer, which a lot of people like to do. Covering up something dark with something that's lighter doesn't really work. It just comes through as kind of a gray. I've experienced that with concealer in the past. So I really like to wear my color corrector, put my concealer on top of that. I didn't do the color corrector today because I wanted to see how this did just on its own. And I think it's really nice. Let's try it on this little blemish here. So what's nice about this applicator is that it kind of comes to a point so that it makes it much easier to apply it to a blemish, because when you're doing that, you really just want to get right on that blemish with about that much. Tap, tap, tap. That's a way of tapping out the edges and blending them out while still leaving products on the blemish to conceal it. And it worked really nicely on that. So you can use the tip for any blemishes or super small areas, or you can use it more flat and get this thicker part, you know, to get larger areas. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more just on top of my hyperpigmentation right here. Generally, this is where my color corrector comes in and does its job, but let's see how this guy. And I'm just gonna actually tap it with the brush because I really want to get a little more coverage right there. Beep, beep. Yeah, that worked really nice. So my goal is never to like cover up everything perfectly because that doesn't look natural. That's not what most skin is like. Most skin has discoloration in certain areas, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. To set it properly, I like to take a little bit of powder. This brush is a little big for my purposes, but it's what I have handy right now. And I like to take that powder and I do like a press and roll motion. And that way, you're really getting that powder in concealer and your skin. Powder it, it helps to absorb that oil throughout the day so that the makeup doesn't break down and it stays put. I am very happy with this product. I'm also gonna set it right on my blemish here. I think it's really nice. I think it does a good job. It's not the perfect shade for me, but it's fine for our purposes. And I'll probably try another one and I'll make a video. But I like it a lot. This might replace this. We'll see. Thanks so much for watching.